CBS News and its partisan reporters have utterly, completely, and totally lost. Now Skydance is getting ready to come in and clean house. Today, we'll tell you who it is they've hired as the janitor, and it's a reporter, a journalist, that the legacies fear. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel as we get ready to dive into yet another video of pure excellence. Consider clicking the like button. It has never been as important as it is now to click, like, share, and subscribe, because you as an engaged viewer is what the YouTube desires. By the way, folks, the Hollywood Reporter is the place we'll be going. Caitlin Houston has this one. David Ellison Skydance has held talks to buy BARI WEISS's The Free Press. Now, this is not the big news. I mean, it's big news, right? There's something way bigger. Oh my gosh, folks, you're not going to believe how big this is. What if I told you that BARI WEISS, the reason CBS News, now owned by Skydance coming up, the reason that Skydance wants to hire, to own the stuff of BARI WEISS and bring that into CBS News is because they're getting ready to lose all, and I mean all, of the editorial control that is in CBS News as it is currently constituted. 60 Minutes, CBS News, the shows, everything would now go under the control of BARI WEISS for editorial. This is why they were shrieking. This is why they were screaming. This is why they were fighting back with everything they had, trying to stop this merger, trying to, at all costs, they wanted to go to trial with Trump. Please let us fight the orange man. No, they said. The mogul is in early discussions about an acquisition of the site, which has positioned itself outside of the mainstream media world. It's about to be the mainstream, eh? But again, that's not the big news. Let me get to it. Skydance CEO David Ellison has held talks about acquiring BARI WEISS's online publication, The Free Press. The Times, New York Times, that is, reports that Ellison is in early discussions about an acquisition. However, citing a person familiar with the matter, the paper reported that one option floated would be to have Weiss. Here we go. Scott Paley-Peely's mind must be exploding at this very moment. I mean, wow, Leslie Stahl, how are you dealing with today? One option floated would be to have Weiss direct the editorial sensibilities of CBS News. What does that mean? What does that mean? To direct the editorial sensibilities of CBS News. I'll explain in a moment. The talks come as Ellison Skydance is trying to close its acquisition of Paramount. It's going to happen, which owns CBS News. This is the second news item floating the idea that Ellison may be looking to make a deal with BARI WEISS. In late June, Oliver Darcy reported in his newsletter status that Weiss was being courted for a role at CBS News. But they never thought that the role would be to control them. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, this is great. 60 Minutes controlled by BARI WEISS. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics, and I'm going to tell you who she is for those of you who don't know. And I'm going to tell you why this matters in just a moment. But just soak it in, folks. Just soak it in. One of the reasons that we told you that they had to stop this, the legacies, the barnacles had to stop this merger, is because they knew that when Skydance got a hold of this thing, they were out. They were done. They're not going to be allowed to be there. I'll explain that in a moment, too. Hang tight. Weiss started the Free Press in 2021 after leaving the New York Times and citing disagreements over her centrist views and bullying from liberal colleagues. Oh, it's too good. Oh, so the lady who said she was bullied by the libs is coming in to move CBS to the middle. The site has taken on topics. I'm not going to go there, okay? Here we go. Let me get into it, okay? Here's what you need to know. Step 1, this terrifies them. Step 2, I told you so. Step 3, this may not come to fruition, and it doesn't matter. You listening to that? This might not happen. It doesn't matter. Why? Because the fact that they're in talks tells us what we need to know about how the Ellisons, who own Skydance, how that's going to control CBS News now. So whether it's BARI WEISS or whether it's somebody else, somebody with a centrist viewpoint is who Skydance wants to be in control of CBS and 60 Minutes. Now, if somebody comes in with a centrist viewpoint, and if that works in the marketplace, what is that going to do to all of the other news organizations on the networks? They're also going to have to move to the middle because the market will tell them to, because there's no longer a partisan political monopoly on journalism on the networks. Journalism in quotes there. So that's big news, right? Okay, so let's talk about BARI WEISS. BARI WEISS, this is her website, says she's the founder and editor of the Free Press. She is the host of the podcast Honestly and is the winner of the LA Press Club's 2021 Daniel Pearl Award for Courage and Integrity in Journalism. She is also the winner of the Reason Foundation's 2008 Bastiat Prize, which honors writing that best demonstrates the importance of freedom with originality, wit, and eloquence. We can keep going. She's won lots of awards. The left, and I'm talking about the far left, they hate her. They can't stand this woman. I mean, they despise her. And why? Well, let's go to an interview she did with GBNews and see what you think about it. I'll pause it at times and tell you what I think about it, but this is going to give you some idea of what's coming for 60 Minutes. And as we play this, I just want you to think, if she controls the editorial side of CBS News, that is, if she controls who's on TV, what they get to say in terms of like who's going to get the time, who's going to get the focus, because that's a reality of every newsroom and every editorial board. There is a hierarchy of importance and relevancy and status. And the better you are at giving opinions that matter and that resonate and are truthful, ideally, then the more time you should receive. She gets to determine that, not partisans. So that it says to me, layoffs are coming. And whether it's her or somebody else, whoever it is, if being a left-wing, super crazy, a super cray-cray, if that isn't what CBS is all about anymore, there's going to have to be layoffs because that's all they are, right? That's what you found out with 60 Minutes. That's who they are. So this is like Elon stepping into Twitter, which she did some of the Twitter files, eh? All right, let's play it, and I'll give you my breakdown. Here we go.
And you're at the very beginning of your career. And all you want to do is rise the ranks, right? You want to work yourself up from being, whatever you guys call it there, but we call it a copy editor, to a reporter, to maybe being an editor on the masthead one day. Well, the way that you do that, you certainly don't want to cause a firestorm on the internet. You certainly don't want to be trending as a bigot or as, someone who's peddling misinformation.
And who says those things, folks? Only one side of the aisle. Those are buzzwords from one side of the aisle, which says that journalism is ideologically captured. Because there's no fear of the other side. There's fear of one side and one side alone that controls the whole thing. It's the whole biz.
You don't want to put your hand directly on that third rail. And so as a result, and this is the really insidious part, there is a kind of regime of self-censorship that takes hold. Because you think to yourself, and I'll speak personally as a longtime, columnist and editor, you think, do I really want to die on that hill?
Now think about that, folks. The idea in journalism has been that if you touch particular political lanes that you're not supposed to drive in, it's the end of your career. So do you want to end your career? Is that the hill you want to die on? That's what it means. Do I want to go to do something else? Do I want to be a fry cook instead of being a journalist? Here we go.
I see what's happened to this person and that person and the other person when they've touched those topics. Why don't I just do the thing that I know will pleasure my readers and give them the 5,000th op-ed about how Donald Trump is a moral monster?
Oh, CBS. Oh, CBS News. Leslie, meet your new boss. Hey, Scott, it's your new boss. Oh, they're going to love this.
That's the easier thing to do. Now, this is coupled, Dan, and this is really important, with a major economic transformation in terms of who pays the bills at newspapers and television stations in the States. It used to be that a company like the New York Times had to worry about enraging their advertisers, right? That has completely shifted after the advent of this machine that we're talking through, the miraculous internet. Well, it wasn't that miraculous for the news industry, and that's a transformation we're only at the very beginning of. Right?
Now she's talking about the legacies for the new media. The internet has been wonderful, right? And that's put pressure on the legacies. So I might take some umbrage with her there, but we could be playing a game where she really believes what we believe as well. I don't know. But the internet has been great for the new media, and I think the new media is holding the legacy media accountable. And I think they can coexist, especially if people like BARI WEISS are in charge of CBS, and that puts pressure on the other networks.
New York Times have to worry about enraging now. Who does it have to worry about engaging now, pleasing now, satisfying now? It's readers, it's subscribers. And 95% of New York Times subscribers identify as liberals and Democrats. So they want their hit of political heroin in the exact same way that the person who tunes into Fox News to watch Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity every night wants that thing. So we are living in a world, I don't need to tell you this, and I think part of the impetus for GB News is to fight this.
All right, we're going to hold there. All I need to tell you, folks, is this is wunderbar. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if this comes to pass. It doesn't matter what exactly her views are. The point is, she's outside of the club. She's not in the club. She was kicked out of the club. She went on and became successful in the new media. And now she gets to be the one, or someone like her gets to be the one who controls the legacies. Oh, they can't stand that. They can't stand it. This is what they were fighting for. This is why I believe mass layoffs will be on the way. This is why I believe they'll purge themselves, by the way. They'll jump ship. They will never serve her. So if she's in charge, I'm telling you, they will cry, they will scream, they will tell you how this is demeaning. It is an attack on the freedom of press. It is the end of journalism. There is no end to the crybabyisms that they will come up with. But she wins, or someone like her wins. And this is who the Ellisons and Skydance want to position in. And so if you ever doubted me, if you came to this channel and thought, no, Pro, it's just going to be more of the same. They fought as if it wasn't the same. And if you can believe it, the Orange Man was always just the proxy, right? The Orange Man was just, and that lawsuit was just a way to try to say no to Skydance. They saw a vehicle there. If they could just, in my opinion, if they could stop, if they could sabotage the Skydance merger, then they got to keep their jobs maybe. They knew Skydance was not going to put up with them. And now, after they burned every bridge possible, with all that stuff they said, no, it's gone. It's over. Folks, you can stick a fork in this thing. CBS News is about to be gutted like you have never seen before. And it's going to open the door to voices like you and to me. Finally, on network TV, that puts pressure on NBC and ABC. NBC might already be making the change. We'll see. All right, folks, that is the video for this afternoon. Wow. Can I tell you, I had something completely different planned. And we came up with this one. It had to be out. It had to be out right now. And all credit goes to Jonas J. Campbell for bringing this to my attention. We had a commenter the other day on one of the videos who said, Pro, how do you do all this? Like, how are you guys starting new shows and new channels? And, how can you possibly have this much time? And it's a team effort, folks. It's not just me. There's a huge team now that we are developing behind everything we do. We're trying to build this into something amazing. And I know it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride. You all are the gigawatts that have made it possible. But this is a massive team effort now to transform the world by telling the truth with a capital T. On entertainment, on things that matter, on the ratings, that's what we do here. We're not political, but this is going to transform the new media, the legacy media, ratings, etc. I mean, this is this will push the Disney company. So thank you to Jonas for bringing this to my attention, and we'll get to the other topic that was coming up this afternoon tonight. During the Pro Show, we'll have it. Can't wait to see you there, 10 p.m. if you can be there. If not, we'll see you at noon tomorrow for the Pro Show. And folks, as we continue to go on and on and on, remember that here on YouTube, they want engagement, so you give it to them. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And your comments are coveted. We'd love to hear from you. Folks, until the next time, we have the honor, the joy, and the privilege of spending time with you. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Wilton, what are you doing?
Well, word on the street is the culture war has officially made it to the doorstep of that Park Place. And I realize Jonas has no one there who loves him. So I thought I should go and protect them.
Yeah, okay. That's not, how you do this, right?
Do what? Fight? Don't worry, Floral. I will not be intimidated by a criminal threat.
Threat? Well, don't be ridiculous.
What does it matter to me? I have only one life to lose.
I mean, I totally expected you to die walking into traffic, but,
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Okay, just stop. This is just nonsense. You already have one of the easiest and most effective tools and weapons at your fingertips.
My axe?
No. The truth. Stay smart and ready to tell and share the truth by keeping up to date with WDW Pro, That Park Place, as well as Valiant Renegade.
And Jonas? I mean, he does things with Vash, and that's not very reassuring. That's like putting two helpless chipmunks into a piranha pond.
That's neither true nor accurate. Unlike the team from That Park Place.
Sue me.
Ugh.